My friend Sam is a professional dancer, and when she posted this online, I reached out to her and asked if I could use this dance for an art project I was working on. Then I used that video to make this animation that goes with a Monet painting that's at the St. Louis Art Museum. In the animation, I put her in the outfit of this dancer by Degas that is also at the art museum. And she happens to be positioned so that she's looking right at the painting. And I made this into a phone filter so that if you pointed your phone camera at the painting, it would automatically make this dancer show up. So this would work in the museum if you're looking at the actual painting, or if you're looking at the painting in a book or on a screen, anywhere. And then I just started making more of these filters for other paintings at the art museum, like this painting by Henry Osawa Tanner. This is my favorite painting in the museum, and all I did for this is I made it so that when you look at it through your phone and move it around, it becomes three-dimensional. You can kind of see through that keyhole door. Another one of my favorite paintings in the museum is this one, where the artist painted his 3 children as the 3 muses. But he had 2 daughters and a son, and the muses are supposed to be 3 girls, so this is actually his son as a girl. So since this painting was never finished, I finished it digitally, and I changed the colors of her dress to match the colors of the trans pride flag. I also added some highlights into her hair to make a rainbow in her hair. Now, we don't know if this artist had a trans daughter or not. We know that he painted his son as a girl. This could have been a matter of convenience, but it's also entirely possible that he had a child that didn't conform to gender norms. All that we know is that this is a portrait of the artist's son. This is a painting by Van Gogh, and this one very slowly starts to emerge. You'll see this kind of fish-like piranha monster blowing fire out at this fox head over here. I tried to keep this in the style of Van Gogh. I know that I'm gonna butcher the title of this painting. It's like the Stairway at Auvers. It's French. Anyway, it's a commune in France. And Van Gogh lived here at the end of his life. He actually moved there because Dr. Gachet, the person who he was under the care of, lived there. And so we know that while Van Gogh was living there, he was very tormented. He had a lot of mental health issues. So I wanted to keep it very much in his style, but to have this kind of nightmarish, dreamlike feel to it. And then when you take the filter away, you can still see that fish and you can still see that fox, but this is just the painting. It's almost like after seeing that filter, you are now having a little bit of a hallucination. For a couple of these filters, I inserted my own artwork that I felt like it was related to and really fit with this environment. And so this is one of my paintings, and there's a lot of symbolism in here that I don't have time to get to in this video. And here's another one where I put in my own painting, but it was really weird for me to see this painting on a large scale because the actual painting's only like a foot tall. But when you look at it here, it looks like it's like 4 feet tall. And not all of these were serious. Some of them are silly. So this room has a lot of Max Beckmann's work. And it's a painting of the Titanic, and I thought this was funny. There's something really liberating to me about seeing something really silly in a very formal setting. One of the things that I wanted to do with this project was to showcase some of the artwork that gets overlooked. Like this floral still life that when you get close to it, this woman appears and it becomes a big floral headdress. So this is actually an angel called Jophiel or Jophiel. If you look closely, there's a medallion here and that has an angelic sigil on it that is for Jophiel. I chose this angel because this angel represents beauty and art, and it's fitting for an art museum. And according to tradition, this is also an angel that protects nature and specifically protects the Garden of Eden with a flaming sword. And if I'm going to be adding an angel into a work of art, it just makes sense to also add a demon into a work of art. The art museum was not on board with this one. So this is St. Peter's Basilica. I have this demon coming in. And if you look closely, he's high-fiving the Pope. A lot of people find this image very disrespectful. But the whole point of this for me is the idea that the people who believe really strongly in this Christian idea of demons are people who go to church. So the belief in demons, the reality of demons, that is something that exists within the church, not without the church. My wife Kirsten has a degree in poetry and she likes to write poetry. So for a couple of these, I put her poems over the artwork. And she actually has an IG page that's just for poetry. Here's another one that has one of my wife's poems in it. And it's not supposed to be this dark. In the final version of the filter, it was a lot lighter. I just never got a video of it. And I also put one of my son's paintings in one of these. So he painted this when he was about 4 years old. And when I showed him this, he was so excited. He was like, ah, I'm famous. And I do want to point out that everyone in the painting has a purple top hat. And finally I made this one, but the filter didn't work as well, so you really had to search around the image to get it to work. But as long as you didn't give up, it wouldn't let you down.